welcome to our Q&A. We're actually going to answer your questions, even though we asked you 4 months ago.
4 months ago. No, it wasn't that bad, but I'm going to call this a pajama party Q&A because it is, like, what, almost midnight, and you guys, tomorrow is Vlogafornia Love. Are you going to tell them? Tomorrow is Vlogafornia Love, so we just packed our suitcases. As you saw in the intro, Olive was making sure that she is coming with us, so she was trying to get into that suitcase, which was pretty funny.
And we're all in bed, including Olive in her own bed.
I know.
Alright, so let's get down to questions.
Let's get down to business.
I feel like I should have prepared, but I didn't.
Oh yeah, and we did not prepare for this at all.
Okay.
So.
Alright, the first question. Are you ready?
Yep.
We lost Scout.
We lost Scout.
Alright, first question is from Chris and Alicia, and they asked 2 questions. So the first question is, most played song on iPod. Well, I'm going to tell you, Kaylee doesn't even know where her iPod is. I do know where my iPod is. I don't know if I could say a song right now.
Let's do artist. Make it easier. Well, I can say my go-to for some reason is always Mumford & Sons.
Really?
That's always my go-to. When I don't know what to listen to, like, they're one of my favorites.
Okay. For some reason, I'm like third eye blind right now. It totally...
We're going back to the good old days.
The good old days. For some reason right now, I have the album Blue on, and I found it in a thrift shop. And I got it for $1 on CD, and I was like, oh my gosh, third eye blind.
Second question, this is still from Chris and Alicia, is our biggest fear. Like, do you go superficial with this, or do you go, like, serious? Like, obviously my biggest fear is something happening to Scout.
Yeah.
But, like, my biggest stupid fear is, like, skydiving. No. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what my biggest fear is. Yeah, of course, like, something to Scout is probably my, like, ultimate biggest fear in, like, a real fear. But
I guess my biggest fear is, like, living our life and not feeling like we lived it to the fullest. Like, that's a fear. Mm-hmm. But I feel like that's not going to happen, so.
Yeah. So, yeah, that would be mine, too.
Okay. Laura Shelton, geez Louise girl, you asked us 4 questions. Maybe we should move closer to each other. Act like we like each other. So Laura asked 4 questions. Number 1 is dream jobs. I mean, my dream job is to be a stay-at-home mom, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that's honestly like my dream job. Scout's being a little difficult.
Yeah. My dream job... to be honest with you, right now, I think it would be to be a business owner. That's my dream job right now.
Laura asked, will your next child be named Atticus or Jim?
I don't know.
No.
I don't think so.
I do honestly love the name Atticus. I think that's a really cool name. But that would just be too themey.
Like too clicky.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. Yeah.
No. But that's a cute idea.
Watch, we're probably gonna name Atticus.
But funny side note is, if we had a boy, we seriously had no idea what we were gonna name him.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been Scout.
But but we knew Scout was gonna be our girl. So after her, like, we are seriously clueless on what we will name other kids. All right, Scout is back in the bed. Laura's 3rd question was, who was the first vlogging family that we ever watched? It was the Shaytards.
It was the Shaytards.
Shaytards all the way. That was like 6 years ago.
I watched 1 episode of the Shaytards, and it was like with their kids, and I was like, hey Kaylee, I think you would like this family, they have a bunch of kids. And Kaylee like binge watched the next day, like years.
And then I got addicted, so. Shaytards. Number 4, what vlogger family would you love to spend an entire day with?
Well.
Ooh. We've spent time with Cooley & Co. We've spent time with the Maltby Bunch. We love them both. Like, speaking of like a big YouTuber that like I know that I wouldn't really get to spend a day with, I would totally all the way say the Michalaks.
Yeah.
The Michalaks.
Yeah. For sure.
And I feel like they are not, like, I feel like there are a lot of people that watch vloggers that don't know about the Michalaks. So if you do not know about them, we will have them linked below. Their vlogs are like movies. So
they just have, there's a different perspective.
Yeah.
And it's really beautiful. And they're real.
Yeah.
And that's why I love them.
They're really, they seem like really cool people. So Michalaks.
They're in the UK, so
yeah.
we'll call.
I mean, one day we'll fly out.
We'll have our people call their people.
Yeah, okay.
Julie Meadows, and she wants an update on all the siblings. What are they doing, and where do they live? So do you want to start with? I'll start with mine.
You start with your siblings.
My brother and sister are both in San Diego. You probably know this because you've watched vlogs, but they're both in San Diego. My brother's currently going to college. And he's working on a bachelor's in business. He's about to transfer next year to another school, so we don't know what school he'll be going to. My sister's in high school, and she is a junior. So that is where my family is, what they're doing, and yeah.
Okay, so I have 4 siblings. I'm the oldest of 5, and my brother right underneath me, he is actually currently living in Japan. He's been living there since January, so almost a full year. He has his bachelor's degree, but he moved over there and kind of continued school. He wants to be fluent in Japanese. He has a girlfriend, Clanessa, over there, which she's basically part of the family. She's basically been part of the family for years, but hopefully they're going to tie the knot soon, and I think his plan is to stay in Japan. So as far as I know, his goal is to get married and live in Japan. My sister Kellen, she lives in San Diego. She just graduated with her bachelor's degree this past summer. What are you doing? She has a full-time job, which she was really lucky to find a full-time job right out of school. So she is just working. She has roommates. She's living in an apartment. So she's doing well, like living on her own, which is exciting. My sister Casey currently... Oh my goodness.
Here, baby. Come here. Here, sit with me.
My sister Casey is in the LA area going to school. Casey just started her junior year of college, which is crazy. Yeah. I think she's majoring in graphic design. That's really embarrassing that I don't know.
I think it's a major in graphic design, minor in biblical studies or something like that.
So she's doing well. She's just in school. Then my youngest brother, the baby, Connor, he is actually currently not in school. He did a year, his freshman year at UC Riverside, and after a year just kind of decided like he wasn't sure if that was the school he wanted to go to, and he's not 100% sure what he wants to do, which I can totally relate to. I mean, this is like, it's a hard decision, like figuring out what the heck you're doing with your life. So he's currently taking a semester off, and then I think he might be joining Casey next semester at her college. So he is figuring all of that stuff out, but we're actually going to get to see him this weekend when we stay with my parents, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
So that is what all of our siblings are doing.
Oh, the next one I think I already answered, and it was from Seajoys. If Scout had been a boy, would her name still be Scout? And no, it wouldn't have been Scout.
If the camera is shaky, Scout is literally like hanging from the tripod, just so you guys know. Okay, Nika Ray, I hope I said that right. She said, any marriage advice for young couples?
Shoot, that could be a whole nother...
That could be a whole video on its own, but seriously...
Give your one little piece, I'll give my one little piece. Unless you want me to...
My advice is seriously just communicate. Communicate! You have to tell each other everything. Don't be vague. Just be honest and communicate.
Mm-hmm. Mine would be, you gotta like dig deep, and you need to find out like what are you looking for, and you need to almost in a way separate and write down like what your core values are, what you're looking for in a relationship, what your plans are in the future. Come back, compare those, and I think that would be the biggest thing. You got to be on the same page, because people always told us you're going to change, and what if you change it to people you don't like, or you're not attracted to or whatever. We changed a lot, but we changed together. That's my advice.
That's our advice.
Houston. Maybe it's Houston.
Oh.
Houston
Houston KA. I don't know. Yeah. Houstonka. I like saying Houstonka.
Okay. if you could have your old life back in Hawaii, living in that condo, working the jobs that you had worked there, would you take it back? Do you think you would be happy? No, I don't regret moving, and no, I don't think I would. And I'm telling you, I love like
I know.
I don't want this to come off. I love Hawaii. Like I love Hawaii. And so that really means something when I say I don't regret the decision of moving. I miss it dearly. I feel like I understand why we moved, and I feel really good here too.
I feel like
so
we made the right choice.
Right.
And honestly, we always say that our dream is to one day, like, live there part-time and live here part-time. So that's like our dream, but we definitely have fond memories of those days, but we don't regret moving. Okay, Karen Ireland asked, if you had to move again anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Do you know where you would go?
Well, I mean, honestly, like, I'm so happy in California. I've never really wanted to leave California except for Hawaii. But let's take
this,
I had to.
But no, let's take this as like a dream. Like completely selfishly, where could you live for a little while?
Would you say London?
Okay.
We loved London when we visited, and
there's
that would be
times
really fun.
okay, this is what's weird, but I'm completely split. I would love to live in London for a little while. I would also love to live in Japan for a little while, and that's so weird because those are such different cultures. But there are things that I love about both of them.
Yeah.
I love the way London looks, but I feel like I would love the like food and the culture of Japan. So that's probably what I would say.
That'd be pretty cool if we could live over there with my brother.
Yeah. When do you plan? Karen Ireland also asks, when do you plan to foster?
When do we plan to foster? Well, just to make it clear, we don't really plan to just foster kids. We would be specifically fostering to adopt. So we would only accept children that were eligible to be adopted. This is something we've been talking a lot about lately, if we want to have one more baby biologically or not. I don't know. Honestly, it'll probably be at least a year or two, probably, until we're ready to...
right now we're still debating have another kid before we go through with an adoption or start it out, and that's the reality. We haven't agreed on, or like, I don't want to say agreed, but we haven't come to a conclusion on what's going to happen first. So that's kind of still up in the air.
We just really, we obviously just want to make sure we're in a good financial situation, which we're going to have to be in a good enough financial situation to qualify to foster kids. So,
or to even have another child.
Last question of the night came from the Paladaisies, and they asked us when Scout is going to be gaining a sibling. And I wish we could say that would be like tomorrow, but it's not going to be.
Tomorrow would be kind of crazy.
Yeah, that would be kind of crazy.
I think we're busy tomorrow.
Tomorrow's the meetup, so maybe that wouldn't be convenient.
We'll have to schedule.
No, don't worry. Scout is definitely not going to be an only child. We know that for sure. In my dream world, I would say, like, towards the end of next year, I would love to add a sibling to the family, but really it just depends on money. So that's what it boils down to, but Scout will have a sibling soon enough, huh?
Yep.
Huh. Oh, and Scout rejoined us. She had a little bit of a meltdown. Q&A videos are hard.
Yeah. Actually,
any video where we have to like sit down and talk to the camera is hard. It's so much easier to pick up a camera and just vlog.
Yes.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for all of your questions. And like we said in the beginning of the video, Vlogifornia Love is tomorrow. So it's the meetup in Dixon, California, and we cannot wait to meet everybody. We're so excited. There are a lot of vloggers that we have not met in person that we're going to see. And it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, can't wait.
Can't wait. So our bags are packed. Tomorrow we are heading to... We're going to be staying with my parents this whole weekend, pretty much. So that's exciting.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to say goodbye to the camera? Can you wave bye-bye?
Say bye-bye.
Say bye-bye. No? You just gonna drink your bottle?
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye!